Hello everyone, it's another episode or another video of Lou's News, subtitled Willing to Win, which is the title of my next book. And throughout my 30 years of being in business, one of my responsibilities was to be the National Sales Director and Executive Vice President of a large sales service organization that had 150 locations throughout the United States and Canada. And my job was to manage them through a series of supervisors and regional and area directors. However, the owners of the company felt that my input and my voice was important to each and every location. So I made it a point every day to speak to all 150 locations, or the directors of those locations at least. And it was difficult, but I did it. And it was through the phone, and I would leave a voicemail and they would call back, or I would reach them directly. However, as the years went by, I started using more emails, of course. And I'm not sure if everyone understands this, but emails were created for technical use only. And they were created to be able to share technical information which could not be misinterpreted or misconstrued. It was all about numbers or specific facts. But I started using emails, and then as the years went by and texting became popular, I started doing texting as everyone else did. But there's an issue, I think, with emails and texts, and that is that, and I'll tell you why I think we use emails and texts, because one, is easier. You can leave an email knowing someone will respond back to you, or leave a text and someone will respond back to you. And usually they can even text back if they're in a meeting, or even though they're not supposed to, in a movie or in a restaurant or whatever. So it's easier. But it's also safer, especially in business. A lot of times if there's a message that isn't necessarily the most positive message, it's much safer to leave an email or leave a text as opposed to speaking to someone over the phone directly, where they can either interrupt you or disagree with you. So I think in business situations, most of the time now we use emails and texts. However, there's an issue with that, and that is that emails and texts can be misinterpreted. They can be misunderstood. For example, let me give you the same statement that you might send through a text or through an email, and then I'll give you the same message, exactly the same words, how it might be delivered through a voicemail or in person over the phone, or a direct call over the phone, I should say. Haven't seen you in weeks. I guess you're so busy you don't have time. Call if you can spare a minute. Now that might be a text or an email, and certainly it might be the way that someone might respond to how they interpreted that text or email. However, if you're doing it by phone, the same message would sound like this: I haven't seen you in weeks. I guess you're so busy you don't have time, but call me if you can spare a minute. Do you see the difference in the two messages, and how one cannot be misinterpreted or misunderstood, and it's actually a point of saying, I miss you, I really want to talk to you, where the first one sounded like you were angry and upset that that person wasn't getting back to you. So the message is, don't let go of phone calls, or even leaving a voicemail if you can't reach the person directly, because the emotional issue will be there, and the chance of a message being misinterpreted or misunderstood are very slim, because you're going to put the feeling that you have about those words right into the phone call. Another thing is handwritten letters. It's a thing of the past, I know, and people now, if they do write a letter, even when you get the Christmas letters that everyone sends now about, here's what our family's been doing for the last 12 months, and it's always typed out. And I mean, it looks like it's one of 500 copies that might have gone to 500 other people. I do believe that a handwritten letter it has much more intimacy and is much more personalized than even a typed letter to someone. So the point is that old school still can be the best approach and still has a place in modern business. So don't let go of phone calls, leaving a voicemail or speaking to someone directly over the phone, and even writing a personal letter if you really want that person to feel a tight and important connection to you. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day. We'll speak soon.